Come on into the Grandbaby Cakes kitchen. Today, I'm gonna share with you some incredible baking substitutions. You run out of cake flour, you don't have powdered sugar on hand, all of these things that you're always running out of, I've got you covered. So, tune in and let me share with you some incredible baking hacks to get you through when you're missing an ingredient. So, my first baking substitution is cake flour. We always need cake flour for all of my delicious, light, moist pound cakes, but it's not an ingredient that a lot of people keep stored around. So, here's a 2-ingredient hack to keep you together when you're missing this incredible ingredient. So, I've got some all-purpose flour and I've got some cornstarch. That's all you need, just those 2 ingredients. So I'm just gonna add my all-purpose flour to a sifter. And now I'm gonna add some cornstarch. And that's it, y'all. I'm just gonna sift these 2 together about 5 times, y'all, 5 times. And there you go, homemade cake flour. Substitution number 1 is done. Okay, now here's substitution number 2. Self-rising flour. Oh my gosh, you guys have no idea how many times I get emails from folks like, what can I use? Because I don't have no self-rising flour. A lot of us Southern folk usually have it. So all you need are 3 simple ingredients to make this recipe. You need some salt, some baking powder, and some flour. So now I'm first just gonna add some salt in and some baking powder. Whisk that up. And there you have it, folks. Homemade self-rising flour. Hack number 2, complete. Now it's time for substitution number 3. Hey, it's chocolate, our good old friend cocoa, right? Yeah, but we don't always have this just lying around in the pantry, right? If you have some cocoa powder and you have some shortening, butter, or oil, you can create a great sub for this. So I've melted down my shortening, and if you have oil, of course you don't need to do this, but if you're using butter, make sure you melt that down as well. And I'm just gonna add that directly to my cocoa powder. All right, and just mix this together. And there you have it, guys. This is your perfect substitution when you're missing your cocoa bar here. Don't worry about running to the store. You can make it right at home. On to the next substitution. Our next substitution is all about eggs. We need eggs for our baking. Everyone knows that it adds structure to all of our baked goods, but sometimes you just run out, right? So here's a great baking substitution. All you need are some bananas and some baking powder. So you've got some bananas. Make sure that you puree these because they need to sort of be the texture of egg. So you wanna kind of make sure that like the banana is like room temperature because it's easier to work with. And we're just gonna add some baking powder to the banana. And finally, here's our last substitution, buttermilk. I don't know nobody who have buttermilk at the crib just lying around, right? Most of the times it's like a specialty item that you have to go to the grocery store to get if you're making something a little bit more out of the ordinary. So if you've got some whole milk and you've got some lemon, or you can even use vinegar here, you can make a fine substitution right at the crib. All right, so I'm just gonna simply add this lemon juice to our buttermilk, and then we're gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. Just doing a quick whisk there, and then we're just gonna let it sit for a couple minutes. And there it is, y'all. It's thickened up. It's a lot thicker than it was before because it kind of curdled a bit, which is the consistency we want for like a buttercream. And this is like a fine substitution if you don't have it in the house. And I love this because it's so quick. You usually have some lemon or some vinegar lying around and some milk, so you can make this easily. So those are all of my baking substitutions for you. In fact, I might do another video with even more because there are tons that you guys need to have just in case you run out of a particular ingredient. And if you want tips like this, make sure that you're subscribed because I am pumping out videos every single week. And if you want more recipes, make sure you head to grandbabycakes.com. See you next time. Yeah.